Okay, I'm just going to show you what happened with this whole scene. First thing is this court decision out of the 11th Circuit, which Florida is part of, which states that we agree with the Smiths that they had a First Amendment right, subject to reasonable time, manner, and place restrictions to photograph or videotape police conduct. I'll include this with my video to you, Carlos, but it's James Smith versus the City of Cumming, May 31st, 2000. Now, you see, this is my lanai right here. And this is where I was that night of the traffic stop when we looked out here, and if you can take a look way over there by that pole across the street, there were 5 or 6 unmarked police cars with the flashes going off, and to me it looked like at least 10 police officers, a lot of them in plain clothes with the vests that say police on them. So I grabbed my camera, or at least with my smartphone. I come out of the door here. I come across this area here in back of my condo. Come up this little ridge. Come across here. And I proceeded to get down the road here. And the cars, you know, the police cars, and the car that they had stopped was over that way. So I moved down this way, and now you can see on this side of the road, there's no public sidewalk here, and this is private property. So I was a little bit hesitant to stand over here on private property, even though it's a place where I live. And in order to get a little bit closer, I walked across here and over here to the median and was standing right about here. And right across from me was the car in question that they had stopped. Police cars were over there a little bit closer to the telephone pole and in between. There was about 5 or 6 of them. And when I was doing this, when I was recording right here, the police officer looked up and asked me what I was doing, and he said, "You have to go back, stand back." And I'm like, okay. So then I turn around and come back over here and just started recording from this angle right here. So that went on for maybe 30 to 40 seconds or so before the officer started walking across the street. And you notice that this street is a two-lane major kind of intersection in Northport. And there's a median in between the 2 lanes, and then there's 2 bike paths. So it's a pretty wide street. A little wider than, you know, most streets would be when you see a traffic stop. So I'm over here. The police officer walks across the median to talk to me. And he said, you know, it's better if you don't do that because this is a dangerous situation. And I remarked to him, well, it doesn't really look too dangerous to me because they've got young children, toddlers in the back of that car. And it's kind of like, I'm not saying you guys are intimidating or anything, but I think it's probably a good idea that I record the situation. But, officer, where do you want me to go? And he told me, go over there by the tree. So I said, okay. Now, as far as officers' orders are concerned, he never said, you must stand by the tree or I'll have you arrested. Or you must go over by the tree and never leave the tree. He just said, go over by the tree to do your videotaping. And I said, okay, that's fine. So I'm standing here like this while they're kind of milling around. And this wasn't, and again, this wasn't a felony traffic stop. There weren't any guns drawn. They didn't even ask the occupants of the car to get out of the car for safety reasons. Plus, as you see on the sidewalk, there were people walking up and down that sidewalk over there. One lady, if I ever get my event back, you can